Hey y'all, Okie Rider here. It's been 2.5 months since my last update video on the CT70, and as you can see, it looks a little different than the last video. Just want to make a video documenting the progress so far. Basically, I have the exhaust to still put on, the foot peg, center stand, and kickstand assembly. And then I still have to order the wheel hubs and a few little odds and ends. But the bike's wired. Uh, Battery's installed. I've got the battery tender junior on. The battery is fully charged. It's a gel battery I ordered. I didn't want to have some battery that was going to be kind of problematic, so I just went and got a good gel battery. It's got LED headlights. I don't have them adjusted just yet. But basically, it's also got an LED digital dash. That's what it looks like when it's not turned on. But basically, you can kind of see it doesn't look exactly like a stock CT70, a 74 that is. Those are stock CT70 handlebars, but I do not have the right, I just retrofitted my old Triple Tree piece for the handlebars. I didn't get the actual 1980s piece. I could only find the handlebars. Got an aftermarket seat, taillights, and blinkers. The shocks in the rear are aftermarket. The swing arm, the frame, the handlebars, and the forks are all original with the handlebars. The fenders are also original, but they're very rusty. And I had to go and I just decided to paint them to make them look nice. My front fender was actually damaged at the back, and I had to actually trim it off, and that's why I've got so much space in between my 140cc motor and my fender, is because I actually trimmed some of that bumper off, or that fender, I'm sorry. And there you can see the tag, the original VIN number of the motorcycle. I don't know if it'll show it, but it's got a build date of I believe 9/9/73. So September of 73 is when the motorcycle got that stamp on there. I got the engine from Trail Buddy. I've got oil in it. I've got it all ready to go. The only thing I don't have is gas inside the motorcycle. And I'm just waiting to order the exhaust. The exhaust is going to get ordered tomorrow. I got an aftermarket seat. I've got an original gas tank. I think I got it out of a 1980. I believe it was the same seller that sold me the handlebars. That's the gel battery. I got a latch from CHP Motorsports, but the battery's just got electrical tape on the top. I was a little worried that something might get up there and touch that pan, clearance wise, so for precautions, I went and did that. But you can see it sits right down on that pad pretty good. The latch is a little funny. Doesn't feel like it's grabbing very much, but it doesn't pop back up, so I guess it's fine. And like I said, I've got the exhaust gonna get ordered, and then the foot pegs, and then I'll be just down to like doing the wheels and the brakes. I guess now I can show you the electrical. First thing I'll do is turn the key and show you the dash. I bought that from China. I haven't been able to find many people with that dash. So it is what it is, but I think it's cool. It's got a tachometer and a speedometer, trip mileage. It has a gear indicator and a fuel gauge, but I can't use that on my setup, so it's not getting utilized. And then that's basically what it looks like when you first turn the key. And then I've got a switch over here that turns my stuff on. I don't like the way the headlight shines, so I might not keep this headlight. But there's your high beam. Doesn't really do much. I'm not sure what the malfunction is, but I'm liable not to use it. It's just something I can't quite figure out why it's not working right. I don't know if there's an adjustment on the back of this headlight I didn't see. I got a kill switch here. Throttle's already hooked up to the carburetor. This brake lever is just taped up so my brake light don't come on. You can see right now the tail light's on, but not the brake light. And I've got a brake light switch, so you can kind of see the switch. You can see the light come on when I hit the brake light switch. Sorry about that. I got the horn hooked up. Pretty loud. And then you can see these blinkers down there. Then you go to the back. That's with all of that off. This is kind of the cockpit view when you're looking down at it, getting ready to ride it. This is kind of my view of what I see. Got some good mirrors. They're not really adjusted. I can actually fold them in if I was like needing to go trail riding or whatever. I can just swing them puppies in. You got a little screw adjustment here at the base, but they're just loose for now. I got a couple touch-ups I got to do to the bike where I scratched a few spots getting it together. I've also got a few little scratches here and there. You can see a little scratch down there where the original orange is popping through. And there's a handful of those spots. There's another one right there, but they're all kind of minor. That's, I think, the biggest one I've got. That total. Got one on the back of the headlight. And a couple down underneath the frame, underneath the body, kind of underneath the swing arm. But it sits pretty comfortable. Like I said, it's on wooden blocks, but this is about how high up the wheels are going to go. I've already got the wheels and tires. I showed them in my last video. I just just waiting on payday tomorrow, and then I'll be ordering them other parts. As soon as I get the exhaust on, I think I'm going to start breaking the engine in, starting it up, doing the heat cycles. Because I was sitting there thinking, I could have it all broken and cycled up, heat cycled in, and ready to kind of like go out for a little bit of a ride as soon as I get the wheels done. I eventually need to get a new top plate because I had to drill these holes myself. They were originally mounted into the original holes where the other style handlebars were, and I think they did that with just like a retrofit kind of deal because the forks and the handlebars don't come off the same motorcycle. I had to fab that to get it to work, and it's not perfect. It's not completely straight. It's not completely in line. It's really close for what I was able to do, and it works. But I would like to get a new top plate eventually. Um, I need to get one from the 1980s because that's what the handlebars come off of. But they were black originally, but I decided I wanted to just change it up and add a little bit of flair to the bike. I still got to get the chain guard and paint it green. I kind of spaced it a little bit. Forgot that I needed it for a second. You know, it just was. I've been trying to get so many other parts that I actually just kind of forgot about it for a second. But you can see there's another little scratch I got to touch up. Another tiny little one there. So there's like a handful of spots. I've got rear reflectors on, front reflectors. The bike's pretty much all the way street legal. I've got the horn, everything it needs. I'm not going to keep that air filter. I don't want to get my pants legs all dirty all the time, so probably going to get to the other kind. And another little touch up. But the touch ups I were talking about was right under here, right under that piece. There's a handful of touch ups. I must have damaged my decal just a tiny bit. I think I did that after it was installed because when I installed it, that wasn't there, I'm pretty sure. My clutch cable, I just noticed another touch up. But basically, that clutch cable, this guy here, I ordered from Trail Buddy, and I'm not very happy that they sold me a 48-inch cable when I found another sell-in one for the life and engines and the it's basically the Ice Bear Champion with the life and style motor. I've got two cables I can order. One's called a long, one's called a short. One's about 32 inches, one's about 35 or 6 inches. And I'm just going to kind of get it to work. See, you can see I put a little band right there, and I've got this pushed all the way down because otherwise it would be so high. I mean, that's what they tried to sell you. That's what Trail Buddy tried to sell me with no returns and stuff on shit. So now I got to do it all like this just to kind of get it to not look so damn terrible. But I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to go ahead and get it fixed. Like I said, you can, got in front of it, but the clutch goes in. You can, well, I hope you can see it. Yeah. You can see it actuating in when I press it. I don't know if it's enough. These style of levers are built right in to the controls, right into the mirror mounts. I was trying to get something scooter-like so it would fit all my handlebars because I knew the CT70 bars weren't very long. I actually got a little piece of wood stuck in the end of this guy, about that far in, just so if I bumped it on something, it wouldn't squish right in. Because this tube is cut off too also, because the tube was a little too long for the grips. So I had to cut the tube off for the grips, and I had to add a piece of wood for the tube, because the tube was way too long for how much real estate I had. So I had to do some tweaking there. Luckily over here, I just let it ride. You know, the grip goes to the end of the bars and then it's in. You can see it's kind of a little bit, they're not identical on both sides that way. But this is what the headlights look like. I don't understand why they're not shining properly or projecting right, but I don't think I'm going to end up keeping them. And there's a 3-hole system on the headlight. One there, one here, and one down here. And I got it from Kit and Caboodle Company on eBay. The bucket, the headlight bucket, and the light. And I found some sellers on eBay that are selling actually polished aluminum headlight buckets, painted colors, and a few other ones, but they're all aluminum, and they actually come with a headlight that has a replaceable bulb, and you can basically just take the bulb out and replace it, but it's just a regular style bulb lamp. I'm just not sure which way I'm gonna go, so I'm just gonna wait to kind of see what this looks like out when it's outside at night, shining down on the road, before I make any judgments if I'm gonna change it or not, because it might just need to shine at the road and cast off or something. I just don't know enough about the headlight or how it works, how this style of headlight works. But these are basically all the changes I've done. You know, I still got to get a few parts. I have a few parts that aren't on the bike now that I already have. Got the Speedo. I got 2 different Speedo cables, depending on what setup I'd need, because I didn't know what wheel hubs I was going to go with. I've decided to get aftermarket wheel hubs with brakes already included for the front, and the back I'm going to have to separately source the brakes. They'll be from the same seller, just not in the same listing on eBay. I'll have to make 2 separate purchases. But I'm going to get the regular direct bolt-on style sprocket instead of the one that's just dampened by the rubber pieces inside the hub. And then the little retainer clip holds it on. I'm not going to use that setup because of the size of the engine I've got. I'm just going to make it a straight drive. But I think I'm going to wrap this video up. I don't think there's anything that I forgot to go over. Pretty much everything's pretty much been spoken of, I think, that I needed to still do to it. But alright, guess I'll end this video here. CT70 Okie Rider out.